So look, no blur in the background because I moved my bra. Anyway, hi, welcome back to my channel. And here's what's going on in my life today after I got blurry makeup on my face. Like I think I look okay, and then afterwards I go back and I watch the videos, and it's like, my God, like this one hair over here that kept bugging me and kept sticking out and everything. Oh my God. Um, so today, um, what happened in my life today? Well, today, maybe today sucked, actually. But not for the reason you think. But hold on, before I finish that, say hi, guys. There's Winnie. Hey, there's the duck queen. Say hi, buddy. As you can tell, we're in my room, and I just wanted to bring the camera out so they could say hello. Somebody messaged me and was like, "We want to see you decorate." I'm like, "What?" No, I know they're my cute co-hosts. Um, if I have to have co-hosts. But anyway, so today, not everything about today sucked, but what did suck is that I had to go out to the funeral home today. And so my mom did have a life insurance policy, which I discovered after much research and literally scrolling through uh, her bank account and being like, "What's this? What's this? What's this?" And Googling and calling. And yeah, so we discovered she actually did have a life insurance policy, which I'm pretty sure I've already talked about. But my brother and I are both beneficiaries. And today we had to sign claim forms or beneficiary forms or something like that so that the funeral home could get paid. And what's left over, which isn't a whole lot, but it's literally how much it's going to take for mom's headstone. But instead of sending it to just one of us, I don't care if it was just me or just my brother, it doesn't matter. They have to split the remainder. So now we have to figure out how to pay the invoice with that money when it's split in half. So anyway, so pain in the butt, right? Um, but also while I was out there, I picked up a folder which I didn't bring it upstairs with me. It's literally downstairs in the Elvis bag. But I picked up a folder from them that had her death certificates in there and um also another certificate. One of my friends, hi Blair, planted a tree in honor of mom, which I thought was amazing. Thank you so much. And so I actually bought a frame today for the certificate. I'm going to hang it in the wall because I just thought that was so wonderful. I mean, I'm grateful for all of the flowers and all the plants, and they were just beautiful. But the fact that she planted the tree was just amazing. So, um, sorry, my dogs are wrestling in the background. This is what it sounds like when they wrestle in the background. Um, Winnie lets Thackeray know. But she looks like a good sight. And for those of you asking, yes, that is a raven on my sheet pillowcase. I also have curtains that match. My mother bought those for me because I am a football, so creative raven. But anyway, so I picked up this certificate and literally cried all the way into work. So far, no, she did not escape today. Um, so far, I've literally cried every day since mom's passing, and um, but today was really hard because I was reading through um her death certificate, and I immediately scrolled down to the causes because one of the days last week when I was sicker than a dog, I was asleep on the sofa downstairs and my phone rang and I didn't recognize the number, but I answered it anyway. And it turned out it was the medical examiner, um, Hamilton County Medical Examiner, I think, which is Chattanooga. And just wanted to double check some of the details of what happened with mom. And I didn't exactly, I thought that was kind of weird, but I was so sick, I just was like, yeah, whatever. Medical examiner. Um, but I found out today it was because they needed some clarifying because there was like a glitch in the system, and for some reason it wasn't letting the cause of death be MVA. So they had to change it somehow. But the main cause of death is multiple blunt force traumas, and then the secondary cause of death is motor vehicle. I think it says wreck instead of accident, but I was gonna read it and show it, but I forgot to bring the folder. Um, so yeah, it lists my name as the informant on her death certificate. Kind of the very last place I wanted to see my name with, along with my mom's. So I finally got to work because it took a little bit because there was someone um, in the office talking about their loved one when I got there this morning. So I wasn't about to interrupt that. Um, and I finally got to work. I made some copies of the death certificate and I started sending it out to the people that I had already made notes that I needed to send them a death certificate to cancel this account or close that account or whatever. She also had a really old bank account still open with Tennessee Valley Federal Credit Union. I went in there today and I said, basically, that was the weirdest effing thing. Used to be when we had an account there, you'd walk in and there were people that greeted you and people that waited on you like in person. Now you go in there to the branch I went to, the people opened the door for me, said hello, like real people. And then they took me into this little room where I sat down in front of a computer to do the banking business. So there's no more tellers. They're all electronic people. It was weird. I was like, thank God I don't bank here anymore. Because this is, I mean, I'm all for high tech. Don't get me wrong, but this is too weird. And they put me on hold, but they can still see me through the camera. I'm like, like whatever. Anyway, um, I got that taken care of, and I mailed out some copies with some bills and some other things that needed to be taken care of, and along with actually, doing my regular work. And so um, I had also a telephone call today with it was like a free intro to the estate planner, and I actually learned quite a bit. So they sent me some information to do some follow up with, and um, yeah, I still have to. I picked someone to be sort of like my, if I ever become incapacitated, I picked someone to speak for me because, to be honest, after everything we went through with mom, I there's only maybe a very small handful of people that I trust. I picked someone younger than myself um, because I needed someone of the younger generation just in case, because I'm the eldest grandchild in my line. Um, and, so everyone's younger than me. Um, and I didn't want to burden my brother with it. So, or, my niece eventually. So, um, I picked someone else. I just have to talk to them first and haven't really had a good chance to do that. So hopefully, um, that's the last thing I need to do before I get the paperwork and print it all out and fill it all out. And I mean, I have it filled out online, but print it out and sign it and get it notarized and all that stuff. So I am trying to practice what I preach. Um, so I am trying to put my wishes down, and he actually gave me a lot of information that I really never realized um, to help. And he sent me like this template to help me uh, put things together, which is pretty awesome. My camera's keeping glitching, and I just noticed that. So hopefully it doesn't come through on the other side. But if it does, hi to whoever it is that wants to talk. Anyway, I don't know what's going on with my camera, but that was actually pretty funny. Anyway, so that is what happened in my life today. For some reason, it just literally shut my video. Okay, y'all. Can you back away from my computer a little bit? You know, there's somebody out there is gonna go, wait a minute. Shouldn't you be able to see who's messing with your computer? Not at the moment. At the moment, I'm kind of powered down because I'm still in very deep grief. So I'm not connected and dialed in. So um anyway. But before my computer decides to just randomly power down, I think I probably should end this. But so, not a really exciting day, but is what it is. Um, I can't cry about it anymore. I've pretty much cried off and on all day long today. Um, it's, you know, I don't know. I don't know that it would hurt any less, but maybe it might hurt in a different way if we hadn't had to go through everything that we went through. Like if, for example, I always thought that I would just wake up one morning and mom wouldn't, and that would be how things would transpire. At least that was my hope. So she wouldn't suffer or anything like that. I know we don't get that call, or at least I didn't. So, but maybe it just would have hurt in a different way. Um, I wouldn't wish this on anybody. The one thing that keeps replaying over and over in my mind, that last conversation we had. Dolly got out that night too, actually. Come to think of it, because we were laughing about that before she got in the car. Anyway, crying is the new normal, I guess. Always wear your seatbelt. Mom would still be here if she had hers on. Make your wishes known. Put them down on paper and make sure that people know where those papers are. I still haven't found mom's copies. Um, make sure it's someone you trust that will actually honor your wishes. Very important. Getting the hang of the Zoom thing again. I like recording with Zoom a lot better than just my computer camera.